Hello everyone, welcome back to Total Football TV. This little video is taken a little later than I would normally try and like to get it out. Just I've been extremely under the weather, bit of a chest infection, really struggling with it, and it's kind of driving me mad at this stage. All I want to do is be able to get back up on my feet and get out there, but unfortunately I've not really been feeling it. It's probably still looking a little bit rough on it too, but I just wanted to do a quick post-match kind of look back at the game with GMF under 8s against Tiki Taka Wolves in the MYSL that just, as I said, took place last Sunday. I'd just like to first say, when we first played Tiki Taka, they were absolutely brilliant. I think they played us off the park and they were superb. As I think I mentioned before, technically they were very good. All the kids were great on the ball. They moved the ball really well, kind of lived up to their name, and they scored. I think every time they shot, I felt like in the first game they just put everything on target and just flew in. It was absolutely brilliant. And since then we've played them in the cup game, and they knocked us out of the cup. And they played very well, but I felt like we were in the game this time. We really stood up and kind of really give them a cracking game. I remember we were pressing towards the end and we didn't quite get the goals we were hoping for, but we really give them a good game. But then we move into the league game, and we knew we were really going to be up against it, because there's a couple of kids in this team that all the kids are really good, but there's 3 or 4 that are absolutely fantastic. So our boys knew that we were really going to be up against it. But oddly, we've kind of gone behind in a lot of games recently, and from that we've kind of struggled, because it's kind of an uphill battle. But at the weekend the boys kind of took the lead, and they managed to gather a bit of momentum once they did take the lead, and they managed to get a few goals ahead, which they're not quite used to being in that position, but they kind of managed and control the game really well. But even during those periods, Tiki Taka had some really good chances, and Leo, who was in nets for us, made some really important saves, some really brave saves, some really good saves at times, which allowed us to kind of build on the lead that we kind of gathered. And the boys pinged the ball around and played really nice football, created lots of really good chances, and so their young goalkeeper, he made some really important saves. He made a couple of brilliant saves too. But our boys just really seemed to be on fire. Dara was on fire with his shots from long range. Ronan and Conlon on the edge of the box were making things happen. Jude was really unlucky with a couple of efforts. Tommy was industrious, running kind of backwards and forwards, and really getting stuck in, making some great tackles, and managed to score an absolute cracking little goal as well. Just a cheeky wee kind of flick off the edge of his boot. Just chipped it up over the goalkeeper. Really impressive. So the whole team, like Theo, who's kind of new to it all, Theo crafted a couple of chances for himself, and he got his first assist. He put a great ball across the box to Conlon, was able to tap it in there at the back post, which was absolutely brilliant. And the way it's been very interesting, because Callum kind of shuffled the players around a little bit, and we had a really kind of solid defence in terms of Dara sitting deep and Conlon on one side, Ronan on the other, and then further up the field we had Tommy and Theo for quite a bit of the match. And the balance of the team worked really well. The way the boys were able to play the ball out from the back, some lovely 1-2s. They were able to kind of progress the football up the field, making the ball do the work, and it was really impressive to watch. But it wasn't just that, but they crafted goals off the back of the really good football. And as I said, the young goalkeeper from Tiki Taka was also very impressive, making some brilliant saves. But we managed to get a few goals ahead in the first third. And the second third, we were pressing forward, and we were scoring some really good goals. But the momentum shifted, and Tiki Taka really came back into it in the final third. They really pressed us hard. They scored some brilliant goals. I think the young lad Paul, I think his name is, with the mohawk, he really came into the match. Kid is very, very impressive, really, really skillful. I think I mentioned it before in a previous video. Really, really talented kid. Wasn't just him, but there's another young kid called Yusuf, I think, who's brilliant as well. Very, very skillful, can drive forward, has a great shot on him. And a couple of shots, he was really, really unlucky with a couple that just kind of flew over the bar. And then there's another kid, I think, scored one of the goals of the day as well. There was a lot of brilliant goals scored on both sides. I think his name was Louis. Again, just like, I think there was like a double step over and he smashed it into the top corner. It was absolutely fantastic finish. So Tiki Taka really came back into it, really were hammering at the door, and they were really coming back, but we managed just about to stay ahead. As I said, Leo made a few impressive saves towards the end, which really helped us. I mean, the score was pretty close in the end. We managed to nick it, so it was nice of the boys to eventually get a little win. And you know, going forward, hopefully they can kind of build on that, because I think Tiki Taka were definitely one of the best teams that we played in the league. But yeah, it's been absolutely a brilliant win, another brilliant game of football. But I said both teams play super football, absolute joy to watch. And yeah, please take a check on the highlights. I think they'll be up here if you want to have a look at them. And yeah, just going forward, I'm not entirely sure who we'll be playing next week, but we'll do a little preview for that. I just want to say that I think there was a couple of gentlemen spoke to me at the end of the game, and I had to run off and get the GoPro. But just want to say thanks very much, guys, for checking out the highlights. Really, really appreciate it, and for the little bit of feedback as well. So this is a learning curve for me. I'm still trying to figure out what's the best way to do everything, what's the best way to kind of record the games. I'd really love, my deal is to have two GoPros running on both crossbars, so we can get even more coverage of the match for both teams. So hopefully we can do that in the future. But yeah, so far, you know, really appreciate everything, the feedback we've been getting, whether it's been kind of, you know, people speaking to me personally, or whether it's been through the web or through the YouTube channel. But you know, guys, please, if you're enjoying the content, you're enjoying the highlights and the little goal packages, absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, please like, and you know, please share the content if you can. And yeah, I will see you on the next one, and hopefully it'll be over this chest infection. Okay, guys, see you soon.